Live from FedEx Forum, this is The Odds Couple on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. Here's Rob Fisher and Lang Whitaker.
Hello, good people.
Single out, fish.
Welcome to The Odds Couple, Monday edition of the large program, the more intimate. What else do we say it is? It's
Passionate.
thoughtful, passionate. Yeah.
This is the judgment-free zone, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Tree of Trust.
Tree of Trust right here on the Monday edition of The Odds Couple. Glad you're with us. Here today we will recap what happened over the weekend in sports. Also, we'll take a sneak peek at what's coming up this week in the world of sports. We'll have some free picks at the end of the show. There's some college basketball going on tonight and some National Hockey League action tonight as well. Plus, we'll have fish nuggets coming up on the show today. And the game show that has swept the nation.
Yep.
It is Who Said It coming up on the show a little bit later on as well. I'm Rob Fisher. Lang Whitaker is alongside.
Hey, Rob.
Hello, Lang. How are you, man?
I'm doing great.
Good. Good weekend?
Very good weekend. I didn't get to see much of the Academy Awards.
No.
Was working, but I saw that some of the movies we talked about with Jessica the other day did very well. And Nora did well like she had predicted. And most of the people she had predicted ended up winning. So if you put some money on it, like we suggested, you would have done well. CJ wasn't there on Thursday when the big show. And Jessica was there, and every time we would he would say a word, and I would yell out the things you usually yell out. When he would say, anybody want some nuggets? And I'd say, nugs. And Jessica just looked at me like I was insane. The whole hour.
She'd expect it from you.
It is expected for me to take my shirt off, shout, say mildly obscene things. It's odd if that's my thing. That's my niche.
She just thought I had like Tourette's or something, because Fish would be like, hey, we got some free picks. Free picks! Just yell out stuff. And she was looking at me like...
Yeah, it was good. CJ, how are you, man?
I'm good. How's everybody? How are you, man?
We're doing well. Good to see you. Good to see you.
I like that shirt.
Thank you very much. It's I don't know, it's a lighter shade of purple.
Almost
lilac. Darker than lilac, though, I would say.
A little darker,
but
than
it's
lilac.
lighter than lavender, right?
Lavenderish.
Yeah, the shoes are pretty lavender, so they kind of match.
Okay.
So welcome to the show. This weekend, what did you watch, Lang? We had basketball here Friday and Saturday.
I watched a lot of Grizzlies basketball this weekend because we had it here. Saturday, I woke up and played 9 holes of golf at Overton Park down the street. Ended up taking my son to a birthday party out at the Urban Air facility.
Yep.
Ran into Desmond Bain there. And then came back here. We had a game Saturday night. Yep. But I did see some of the Elimination Chamber, WWE.
Beautiful.
Sunday morning, woke up early, played 18 holes of golf out at Galloway, and then spent all day working on a project that will be talked about in a few weeks. And then got home late last night and saw the end of the Oscars. The other show I watch on Netflix, I would recommend both you not to watch it, is this new Robert De Niro show, Zero Day or Day Zero or something.
Do it.
Oh man, I'm 2 episodes in. It's pretty bad. It's not as bad as the.
How many episodes will you give it?
The Night Agent. What's that
Night
show?
Agent?
The Night Agent. Yeah, I watched that. I watched the whole first season. That one's terrible too. I mean, the acting is just awful. But I watched some of it in my car, and you can watch it in double speed, and that made it a lot more palatable. Eventually, you get to the point where like I don't want to watch this show anymore, but I just want to finish it. Just see how.
But you're only 2 episodes in. You got to get out.
That's the new one.
Oh, the new one, yeah.
The De Niro one. Yeah.
I mean, how long will you give it?
I don't know. I told my wife to watch it, and then we'll watch one together. Maybe I'll give it one more. I think it's only like 6 episodes or 8 episodes. It's got De Niro, Jesse Plemons, Joan Allen. It's got like a big cast. Angela Bassett's the president. It's got a cast of like big name actors and actresses. It's just not very good.
Yeah.
And the first episode, there's a lot of parts where you're just like, all right, like, okay, like, come on.
So you also watched a little bit of the Oscars.
I did. I saw like the last hour of it.
And how was that?
It was fine. I saw the best actor, actress, best director, best movie. I saw Queen Latifah perform a tribute to Quincy Jones. I'm sure CJ talked a lot more about the Oscars on this morning's show than I did.
We got all
Jessica
hot,
Benson's a theater kid.
Got all hot and heavy into the Oscars talk. So if you want more,
So did you have to watch it for the show?
If I was good at my job, absolutely.
But
I'm terrible at my job, so no.
Do you watch clips of it though?
No, I have no interest in award shows. Award shows broke me, and I told this story on the Jessica Benson show a couple months ago when Brandy and Monica, The Boy Is Mine, came out, and they lost the Grammy to what was the song from Titanic? My Heart Will Go On.
Yeah.
When they lost that, I was like, forget it.
done.
8-year-old CJ, I'm out of this. They don't respect me as a voter, and I don't have a vote. They don't respect me as a consumer. They don't know what they're talking about. So after that, I've been done with.
To be fair, My Heart Will Go On is a much bigger hit than The Boy Is Mine.
At the time, for me, no, it wasn't.
Yeah.
Like, and right now, for me, no, it's not.
I'm just
But
saying,
you're right. You're
practically
1000%
speaking,
right. Practically
yeah,
speaking,
yeah.
that. We've heard people complain about representation in these types of things before. That's not the one that we should have been complaining
You're
about.
anti-French Canadian songs.
I'm just pro The Boy Is Mine. That's a great song. I like what I like. I like what I like, man.
That's fine. Yeah, that's good.
Right.
What's the best award show? I just made me think about that. Is like the Academy Awards
Golden Globes.
Is that the one where they can get drunk?
Because everybody's
Yeah.
hammered.
Yeah, that's the one.
Academy Award is probably considered the like the most prestigious, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, like that's like the best one you want to win. But the award show's so long, like I don't, you know.
And as we talked about on the show last Thursday, I don't see those movies. I don't.
Yeah, no.
I haven't
seen them.
Tried to watch the animated movie Flow, and I think Flow won for best animation. And I got about 40 minutes into it. It's like, yo, I hate this. I hate everything about this. I'm not finna sit down and finish this movie, and turned it off. Like, I'm done. I'm out. I can't sit here. Flow is on HBO Max if you guys want to try it out.
No.
It's about a cat, just a stray cat, no talking, just animal noises, ends up wandering around the woods. A pack of stray dogs comes up. Shenanigans ensue. They chase the cat. Then the dam breaks and the cat almost drowns, but it doesn't. And then it ends up in a boat with a capybara. And then now we've got stuff happening. A crowned eagle comes down, picks the cat up. The cat squirms free from the eagle, falls into the water, ends up back in the boat. And after that, it's like, yo, this I can't keep watching.
So
this.
I learned from watching these bad Netflix action shows is like you kind of the shows that have no talking are sort of counterproductive because like you want to be able to like be on your phone during this stuff, and when there's no talking, you have to watch the screen because you have to see what's happening.
Right.
Because when there's these long scenes where people are having conversations on these shows, that's the boring part. But I can check Twitter, I can mess around and I can still follow what's happening just by the dialogue. The shows without that, when there's anything action with no talking, then you have to watch, and then you're not glued to your phone. So it's sort of a double-edged sword there.
Yeah.
I did very well with the screen time this weekend.
What does that mean?
Like I was under 5 hours of screen time all weekend, which is great. Love that. And part of the reason why was I had stuff going on, and I was hoping to do just that, Lane, not be on the Twitter, the Instagram, the social media, watching this wonderful movie Flow. I was like, it's up here. It's an Oscar nominated. Let me sit down. And hated every minute of it.
Oh, that's too
How do you
bad.
check your screen time?
Go to settings, well-being. It should be in
That's
there.
in the wrong category for me. Yeah, I'll find it. I don't ever check my screen time.
I don't want to.
Yeah, so go to settings, and then
I see well-being.
I got an Android digital well-being
You're
parental
different.
controls.
You're Android.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, no,
you got to have something like that on the iPhone. But yeah, going Thursday.
Screen
was
time. There's a whole
screen
category
time.
here.
Screen time.
My daily average is 2.5 hours.
Turn up.
Is that good?
Yeah.
I think that's great. All right, now I want to.
Because my low was Saturday at 3:45.
The problem is I probably also average 2.5 hours on my laptop.
Okay.
And I'm sort of doing similar things on both. Like
Gotcha.
on my laptop, I'm still screwing around on Twitter, looking at.
my average is up around 8.
Oh yeah.
So
No, I'm not there.
yeah.
I do read on my phone. I have the Kindle app,
Gotcha.
and I bet I read books on my phone.
I don't know how to find it.
Yeah, I'll show you.
Okay. SEC basketball weekend. It was an entertaining, weekend of SEC basketball. Auburn just continuing to show why they're the number one team in the country as they smacked Kentucky 94-78. South Carolina continues to be a really good team at home. They beat Arkansas big. Ole Miss finally got back on the winning track as they escaped one against Oklahoma, and Mississippi State by 12 over LSU. But the game of the day was that Tennessee-Alabama game, a buzzer beater for Tennessee. They get the win over the Crimson Tide. Missouri losing at Vanderbilt as Vanderbilt continues to push their way into the NCAA tournament. Georgia just crushes Texas on the road.
What a week. It beat Texas and Florida this week.
Yeah. And Florida, they win big over Texas A&M in that ranked battle as well. The game of the week was Alabama and Tennessee. Tennessee wins at the buzzer. Huge home win for Tennessee because they had started to become the team that everybody has forgotten. But
classic Tennessee.
Classic Tennessee.
Yeah.
But this sort of win maybe can help them out going forward.
I did like the clip of when the guy makes the shot, the half-court shot, that Rick Barnes is trying to call a timeout desperately in the background, and luckily the referee just didn't see it or ignored him or whatever. But he tried his best not to let them get that shot off, and it somehow happened and it went in. And even when he goes in, he's complaining to the referee. If you watch, he's being like, I was calling a time, and then he realizes they won the game and he gets happy about it. But yeah, I mean, maybe that helps him out a little bit. I feel like it's still like Auburn, Alabama in the SEC, and Florida, I guess, is in the mix too. But the two schools I kind of hear the most about are Florida and Alabama. I mean, Alabama and Auburn. And then Florida, Tennessee, I'd put right below them, and then sort of like this next block of teams. I also saw the most anti-Oklahoma conversation on my timeline that I've seen in a long time. Porter Moser. There was a lot of all right, we've had enough of this guy. Because who was it they lost to?
Oklahoma?
Yeah, they
Ole
lost, and Ole Miss's best players from Oklahoma or transferred from Oklahoma, and there's a bunch of guys who have some connections that have come back to kind of haunt them this season.
CJ, what do you look at with the SEC? Who are the
Florida from a gambling perspective against the spread? Still incredible. Still, I do believe they're the best power conference team against the spread on the season. Certainly, they're the best SEC team against the spread this season. And Auburn is by far and away the best team in the SEC, best team in the nation. But the folks in Vegas know that, and so they adjust the lines accordingly. There's some real true value with the Florida Gators still right now. As far as Tennessee goes, I was thinking because Lanier is just Dalton Connect 2.0. They went back out. Rick Barnes went out there and said, hey, I like what this Dalton Connect thing is. Let me go find another one of those. So as I go to my workplace sleigh, all day, every day. Lanier's at 3.4 threes per game. 3.4 3-pointers made per game. That is fifth most in the SEC of the past 15 years. He leads the SEC in 3-pointers made. Other players in the SEC the past 15 years to make more than 3.4 threes a game. In 2018, 2019, Bryce Brown, do believe that was Vanderbilt, 3.5. Isaiah Joe out of Arkansas, 2019, 2020, 3.6. Marshall Henderson and John Jenkins, 3.8 respectively for both of those. And then the past 15 years, Marshall Henderson, the 2013-2014 season, made 4.3 three-pointers a game. So Lanier's in pretty esteemed company in SEC as it pertains to three-pointers made. Tennessee is still a top 10 defense in the nation right now. You combine that defense with that type of a player, plus you've got Ziegler running around out there, somebody who's been there in the program, not a transfer who's a fifth-year guy, but a true Tennessee Volunteer who's been there 5 years. I feel like I'm penciling them in for a Sweet 16 run at least, and then I'll look at the bracket.
It'll be interesting. I mean, with all of the teams that are going to go from the SEC, up to 12 possibly going to the NCAA tournament.
And Vanderbilt is in now.
Yeah.
Vanderbilt is in.
They've secured a spot. And so to see 12 possibly go in, how many? I mean, isn't it all about how many are going to be in the Elite Eight, the Final Four?
I don't know. I mean, to some degree, a lot of those teams are like, oh, it's just how many teams get in. Let's see how many, if we get 10 teams.
I mean, how many are contenders 3, 4?
I think 3 or 4 probably.
Are we okay? Contenders
Alabama,
for
Auburn, Florida.
national championship.
Final 4.
Okay, then. Yeah,
What if it's 4 SEC teams?
Well, that'd be unbelievable.
that'd be great. Give me the 3. Give
does
me the
mean
4.
more.
Give me the 4 best teams. Let's go.
Yeah.
Give me the 4 teams to win it.
Yeah, that would be great.
So, Final Four.
It would beat what happened in football.
Would you put Texas A&M in there?
No.
No. So Alabama, Auburn,
Florida, and then
Florida,
somebody weird
Tennessee.
like
Tennessee, probably.
I mean, that's probably the 4 highest rated teams. But like, I might pick somebody who's gonna, every year some team makes a run in the tournament, like a
Vanderbilt.
Kentucky. I don't know, somebody like who's a top 25 team, but not a top 15 team.
Yeah.
Mississippi State, somebody just weird that you don't think about.
Okay.
Yeah. Memphis Tigers, meanwhile, they got a big win yesterday over UAB, 88-81. They have clinched at least a tie, although with tiebreakers, that's not necessarily true. They have to win. They have to win another game. If they beat
win one
UTSA,
more.
they
Yeah.
win the conference
They clinch with one
regular
more.
season. And they should beat UTSA, but they beat UAB 88-81. Dane Danger, another big one. He had 16 and 17 to lead the Tigers, and he was in foul trouble. And Musa Cisse gave some great minutes for the Tigers, who outscored UAB in the second half, 52-39. A game in which they were trailing by 6 at halftime, a game in which they were trailing by 11 in the second half, and they finally took the lead. Were able to get over the hump with about 6 minutes left, and then in the final 2 minutes, just owned the UAB
Same
on
as they
both
did
sides of the floor.
Same like Rice. Yeah, exact same.
It turned in. I mean, it's a 7-point game because UAB made a shot at the buzzer,
Yeah.
but they turned it into a tie game into a 10, 11-point victory, which was pretty impressive. And it's an impressive win because we know the Tigers have to win by more than the point spread. That's the only thing that helps them. And to win on the road at UAB, a team that at least at the
UAB's
time
good.
was
Yeah.
looked at as your biggest threat. Good win for the Tigers, and they're going to clinch the regular season in the AAC, and that'll be the first time.
Do you think that the way Memphis plays to their opponent, that actually helps you in the tournament? Because you're going to start playing teams as good or better than you every single game, and maybe that's how they kind of they had enough of those big wins before conference play started, and that's kind of now the conference play you go not 500, but you do fine in that, and all those early wins kind of help carry you along. Maybe now they're going to start playing these higher ranked teams, and they're just used to kind of playing along and then turning it up at the end.
I think they figured out something with the lineup. Moving Danger into the starting lineup has been huge for them. He is a big who does all the big man things you want your typical big to do. You want him to rebound, he does that.
Yeah.
Contest shots at the rim, he does that. You want him to be a force on the inside scoring the ball, he does that as well. But he's also a playmaker for others in the way that Dandridge isn't. So inserting him into the starting lineup, allowing him to take a little bit of that playmaking pressure off of the guards, particularly P.J. Haggerty, I think has helped them tremendously also. So to your point, Lang, I think that is the biggest difference for them right now, why they might be able to make some noise in the tournament.
Why did they pour the water on Penny after the game?
UAB is a rivalry, and they've killed it. It's a bit of a rivalry.
I saw him
and
pour the
UAB
water, and I was like, oh, they clinched the thing. And I was like, no,
Well,
they didn't clinch.
UAB made it a thing. UAB acknowledging that Memphis UAB is a rivalry, at least a UAB.
Battle of the Bones, man.
Battle of the Bones.
Yeah.
They made it it was a big damn deal, that game that took place on Sunday. And the Memphis players knew that. Coach's staff felt that maybe we as the fans outside
This is a
didn't know
game for
that.
the last 2 months. People have been saying, well, maybe
Yeah.
you lose to UAB. I
Yeah.
mean, it was always kind of
And if you're-
this is one you might drop.
Gary brought this up. If you're Memphis and you're constantly saying, hey, we're good enough to be in a much better conference than the one we're in, if you're one of those conference mates, you got to look around and say, hey, wait a damn minute.
Sure.
Like, you're with us, aren't you? You hadn't won. You brought it up, Rob. Memphis hadn't won an American Conference regular season. They hadn't done that. So what gives you the right to come in here and insist upon you being so much better than everybody else in this conference when Like, we see Rice go out there and give you hell from time to time. We see the East Carolinas of the world beat you from time to time. Why do you feel so adamant about being better than us? And so if you're UAB, it's like, no, they're not that much better than us. They're not better than us. We're going to treat this game like the Super Bowl that it is for us and for our program. We're going to be really, really excited and really, really up for this. And for the Memphis Tigers to go out there and pull away late, like you said, Rob, that lends itself to a more jubilant locker room.
Yeah. All right.
Tigers also covered that.
They did cover. They covered big. Well, it was crazy. I got them at -1.5. The game went off at UAB -1.5.
The game, when I looked at it, was a half. It was basically a pick 'em.
Yeah.
UAB was -0.5.
Yeah. One other thing over the weekend, the WWE Elimination Chamber.
Yes.
And John Cena. Oh my goodness, what has happened? John Cena. Look at him. He's now with The Rock. He went out and he beat up Cody Rhodes and
Heel
all
turn.
hell broke loose.
Made a heel turn, yeah. Didn't see it coming.
We didn't see that coming, did we?
He's never done it before. He's always been, the good guy. The hair still throws me off.
Yeah, it does.
For some reason now with the hair, it made his ears and his hands look bigger. When you see him in the ring now, he's all ears and hands and arms and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, it looked like it was him and Cody Rhodes versus The Rock for a bit, and Travis Scott for some reason was in the ring smoking a blunt. But then somehow, The Rock signaled John Cena. He gave him the throat cut thing, and The Rock had sort of hinted about this the last month or two. That people are finding now clips of The Rock from a few months ago where he did a signal with like 3 fingers, and it's sort of a Cena thing. And now when he did the signal the other night, he used 2 fingers. So people are thinking there's still one more part to this puzzle we don't know about yet pre-WrestleMania. Okay. But this has been Cena's like last year. He was saying like, this is it. I'm going to hang it up after this year. So he's making a sort of a heel turn here at the end. But it'll set up. I'm assuming WrestleMania is going to end up being Cody Rhodes against Cena, which would be a pretty fun thing.
Fantastic.
Maybe you got on that. Odds. How would you?
Cody Rhodes will have to win because he's going to retire afterwards. But maybe they'll he'll. There's no way he goes out a bad guy if he's going to really retire and go full Hollywood. So Cody. It'll be a hard fought match. Blah blah blah. He'll win. And Cody Rhodes will win, and then they'll probably Cena flips at the end and becomes good again and turns on The Rock and then hangs it up. But there's talk about is Cena going to get new theme music, like bad theme music? He's had that same song, the da 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 da, forever. So maybe he'll get like like an evil version of it, or like, is he going to wear the jorts still, or is he going to get to like evil jorts? They found this interview of him that's been going around on Twitter where he was going to have a heel turn in like 2012, and they were all set for it to happen, and for whatever reason it never happened. But he said back then he had a new theme song, he had wrestling singlets made up and like different shoes and all this stuff he was going to wear, and then it never happened. So he had this whole like other character ready to go. So I mean, Raw's tonight. Today's Monday. I don't even know, right? Yeah, today. So Raw should be on Netflix tonight. SmackDown will be Friday on whatever channel it's on now. So maybe we'll get some clarity this week of like the new Cena.
The new Cena. Wow. All right, let's take a break. And when we come back, we'll have our big beats and also some fish nuggets, and we'll look a little bit at the NBA as well. That's all next. Then we got Who Said It coming up.
That's
3
right.
picks at the end of the show to make you money. This is The Odds Couple. Keep it here on Grind City Media.
Grizzlies fans know it's the team that gives you the edge. Big River Steel does too. And much like the Grizzlies have recruited legendary talent, we want you to be part of our team. Are you ready to be part of something legendary? Then visit www.bigriversteel.com. That's www.bigriversteel.com.
Our fans have a huge impact on our ability to play to the level that we're striving for.
Drop off, Morant. Oh! Well, you wanted home crowd involvement.
I love those moments where you see our guys engaging in the fans, and the fans just get pumped up.
They are standing in FedEx Forum.
I would hate to be on the other side with the opposition when FedEx Forum's rolling. That's such an unbelievable relationship that our group has with our fans.
Shinedown. Dance Kid Dance Tour. Live in Memphis. FedEx Forum, Saturday, August 30th. With special guests, Bush and Morgan Wade. Get tickets now at livenation.com. Shinedown, live in concert. For more, visit shinedown.com.
45-minute video on Tony Allen on YouTube.
I just saw it yesterday.
He managed to dominate the NBA for 14 years, despite missing one of basketball's most important skills. But here's the crazy thing.
Why does that hurt your feelings?
It didn't hurt my feelings.
It's positive.
He at least should have more of my highlights.
The Chris Vernon Show, live on weekdays at noon on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Welcome back to the Odds Couple on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. Here's Rob Fisher and Lang Whitaker.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Odds Couple, Monday edition of the large program. We are with you each Monday and Thursday here on the Odds Couple at 2 o'clock, and you can join us live each and every week as we recap the weekend on Monday afternoon, and we'll talk a little NBA here in a moment, also some fish nuggets. Who Said It's coming up in our next segment, and then free picks and a sneak peek at the week ahead coming up later in the show. But first, we got a few big beats for you from the weekend, a couple of big stories. Number one is just simply Debo. Too bad Roser's not here today. Debo.
He has thoughts.
Debo traded from San Francisco to the Commanders for a 5th-round pick. Football trades are stupid. I mean, the way picks are valued is amazing. I mean, to think you can get a Debo Samuel for a 5th-round pick is incredible.
His contract sort of handicaps you. That's why they only got a 5th-round pick.
Still.
Yeah.
There's no other sport where you would get a player of his ilk for a 5th-round pick.
Hey, the Lakers got Luka Doncic for Anthony Davis.
That's an all-NBA player, at least.
When
I mean,
he's
you
healthy.
at least traded an all-NBA guy for another all-NBA guy. At least.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Does that move the needle?
Yes,
for
it moves the needle. This
So-
is a huge deal for Washington.
Washington should be favored NFC East, right? We look at futures right now. I think Washington sits there with the 8th best odds to win the Super Bowl next year, 4th best odds to win the NFC, behind the Eagles in the NFC East. Obviously, would you say adding Debo lends itself to them being the favorite in the NFC East?
No, I would say you'd still have to have the Eagles as the favorite in the NFC East just because of what they've accomplished and, you know, what they'll have coming back. So I would still favor the Eagles, but I'd put the Commanders right there, and they were right there this postseason. So I think to put him across from McLaurin, I mean, even if Debo's – he's certainly not in the twilight. I mean, he might be at the apex or slightly coming down. But to put him opposite McLaurin, I mean, that's huge for Jaden Daniels. Huge.
Hope so.
I think so. So
over under
Commanders.
total yards for Debo. If they set it at 1,000, you think he hits that over?
Total yards?
Total yards from scrimmage. Total yards.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm more worried about the Falcons trying to move Kyle Pitts, because if you're going to trade Kyle Pitts and you're only getting a 5th-round pick for Debo Samuel, like, what are you going to get for? You're going to have to
a future 5th
You're going to have to attach a pick to Kyle Pitts to get rid of him. So like, I'm more worried about what this does to the market for like other players and other things. But I don't think it matters. Like you said, like the football, like trades are all so weird, and like you never really know what you're getting. And
I mean, I remember back in the day when I was covering the Rams, and the Rams acquired Marshall Faulk, Hall of Famer, and was still in the prime of his career. They acquired Marshall Faulk for a 2nd-rounder, and I thought, what has happened?
Yeah,
football is stupid.
Yeah,
the way that they value picks is just outrageous. All right, number 2 on the big beats this week. How about Showtime? Showtime, yes, our friend Friend of the program, Shohei Ohtani.
I thought it was going to be about the Lakers.
No, Shohei Ohtani goes yard in his first at-bat of spring training. Of course he would. Why wouldn't he go deep in his first at-bat of spring training? Just another big year for Shohei Ohtani. Looking forward to seeing him pitch this season as well. And then number 3, we're going to go with Ovi. Just Ovi. Number 884 for Alex Ovechkin of the Washington Capitals. He is now 11 goals away from breaking Wayne Gretzky's all-time record, which was thought to be untouchable. But Ovechkin is just 11 away from breaking the record, 10 away from tying Gretzky's all-time record. It'll be interesting to see if he can get there before the end of the season. I mean, you're talking about having one now like every other game. He's going to have to score to break the record, which is very difficult to do. So if he doesn't break it, does he come back another season to play?
I saw to back up one, the Ohtani. Do you see Travis Hunter was on one of the ESPN shows, and he said,
I didn't want to say that because I thought you might have it on.
I don't have it on there. He said playing two ways is harder than pitching and playing in the outfield and hitting.
Yeah.
He said playing cornerback and wide receiver is harder than that.
He's wrong.
I think he's wrong too. Yeah. It's like playing cornerback and wide receiver is like a mirror image.
Right.
Yeah, right? Like
you're just playing a lot of plays. I mean, the hard thing about that is you're playing a lot of plays.
One you do forward, one you do backward, but it's the same routes and movements and everything. Yeah. I think like pitching and hitting in that is so different to me.
Yeah.
On the topic of Ohtani, if I got some money to put down, should I put it on
call his translator,
MVP or Cy Young? Which one is he more likely to get? MVP.
I would just think Cy Young, after being out for a year not pitching, would be hard to it takes everybody time to.
Isn't he favored in both of those?
He might be.
He might be. I mean,
his translator skewed the market though. I would say anytime pitchers are gone from having any arm trouble, surgery, or whatever, it takes him a while to find it usually. But he's different, so who knows? Maybe he comes back and he's amazing right away.
Yeah, we'll see. All right, the Grizzlies, what a weekend. Tough loss to the New York Knicks, tough loss to the San Antonio Spurs, both coming down to the final seconds of those games, and the Grizzlies lose to the Spurs 130-128 on Saturday night. Two heartbreakers. And this one, despite a huge, spectacular performance from Jaren Jackson Jr.
Unbelievable.
42 points for him. He was special throughout the night. But San Antonio, credit them, they played well and scored on the Grizzlies. Grizzlies couldn't stop them, especially in that second quarter when the Spurs scored 46 points in a quarter.
It was two straight games where the Grizzlies couldn't shoot threes.
Yeah.
And I know the chat.
What is it, 11 for 70-something in the last two games?
It's
14?
It's Taylor Jenkins' fault.
Oh, it is?
Apparently. But, I mean, look, they couldn't shoot.
Whose fault is it?
The players. Do you blame the coach when the players can't shoot threes?
I blame everybody.
Yeah,
I blame them all. Why are you taking threes that you can't shoot? Why do you feel confident
they normally
enough?
shoot. They normally make them.
Okay, clearly tonight you're not making them. Why do you still feel confident enough to take those threes?
Yeah.
You're 4 for 31. Around the miss number 17 lane, you got to stop shooting the damn ball. You've got to know that as a player, don't you?
I don't think so. I feel like that's what we do. And if like that fourth quarter against San Antonio, I was like, all right, these shots are going to start going in. They got to, right? Law of averages.
Yeah.
The do theory, which I heard you mention on one of the games the other night.
Yeah.
Fish gave a shout out to the do theory. But yeah, like the do theory. I was like, all right, at some point, I was sitting with Roser watching the game, and I was like, look. At some point, we're going to make like 3 threes in a row, and it's going to be, we'll blow this thing open. Yeah. And they just never went in the whole game.
Grizzlies now have dropped. I looked at the standings today, and holy cow, the 2 through 5 are just jumbled, and the Grizzlies have dropped to 4. The Lakers have moved up to number 2 now, tied with the Denver Nuggets, half game ahead of the Grizzlies, with the Rockets 1 game back. The Rockets have the game of the night tonight as they are in Oklahoma City. So a good one there with Houston and OKC. Tomorrow you got Golden State at New York, and Wednesday Dallas at Milwaukee in the games of the week.
Thunder might have some guys suspended for that game tonight because they had a little fight last night in their Spurs game. Lou Dort and some other guys were involved in that, so they might have some. They might be down a couple of guys tonight. I don't know. I think we would have heard something by now, right? Because the game's tonight.
Yeah, they were ejected for fighting, though, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Maybe they'll wait a day and announce it before they play us.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Tomorrow night, Wednesday night.
What does that matter if the Grizzlies gonna go out there and play the way they've been playing?
Yeah.
And it's
But
not
that's the thing.
And it's not like the last time the Thunder were here, they were at full strength. The Thunder were out dudes, and then they went out there and put an ass whooping on the
I'm sort of
Grizzlies.
okay with the way the Grizzlies have been playing. It's
Okay.
like they're 4-6 in the last 10, yes. But like I said during the break, the last 5 games in a row have been one possession games in the last minute. Like it's not like they're getting blown out. They're in these games. They've had some bad shooting nights. They've had nights where like they shouldn't have double teamed and they left Anunoby wide open for a shot. They've had nights where they should have called a timeout and not gotten an 8-second violation in the backcourt. There's other things that have happened too. But for the most part, like, they're in these games. It's just like you're not going to go 82-0. Things happen.
Can they just beat the Spurs?
They beat them 3 times this year.
Okay, well, they didn't beat them on Sunday.
They lost once.
Okay,
I'm
well,
like, all
that's
right, they went
the problem.
3-1. That's not terrible.
The
That's
problem
all right.
is they lost that one game.
Yeah.
And now they're back from second. They were second laying to start the weekend, weren't they? Mm-hmm. And now they're where?
4.
Okay. And they're in danger of falling to 5, aren't they?
Well, or you could say they're one game out from being in
It's
2.
a glass half full or half empty, Lane. All I know is you're going to drink that water. You're going to have to fill that MFR up eventually, right? You got to look at it the way that it is right now.
Yeah.
It's half full right here.
Lane, you know that's not half full.
This is 2/3 full right now.
All right, let's get some fish nuggets. What do you
Ooh,
think?
I love nugs.
All right, some fish nuggets. We got one starting with Travis Hunter. Last season, Travis Hunter averaged more snaps per game than any other player played in a single game.
What?
Averaged more snaps per game than any other player played in a single game. That's pretty amazing.
What would you do with them?
I didn't play both.
You play them?
I would draft them first. Yeah, play them both.
Play them both?
Yeah. I mean, why not?
Also, so the others, I mean, who are the other options for you? Cam Ward, I guess, if you're the Titans.
Yeah.
I mean, would you take the Abdul Carter from Penn State or somebody else? I mean, I would take, like, if you're going to get a dominant defender and a dominant offensive player, it's like taking Ohtani. Like, why wouldn't you take the best two-way guy available and throw everything at him and then figure out the rest of it? Yeah, maybe, sorry, dude, you got to play with Will Levis for a year. We'll get you a real quarterback next year. But, work on defense this year. We'll figure out that next year. But I think there's ways, or draft somebody in the second round, a quarterback, or go sign Aaron Rodgers, somebody who can just get you through this year.
Yeah.
But I would definitely take, like, the best all-around player, and that's what I would do.
That's what he is. All right, number 2. Entering 2025, Aaron Rodgers and Matt Stafford have the highest career earnings in NFL history.
I see that.
Yeah. College basketball news. St. John's clinched the outright Big East title for the first time since 1985, but they did fail to cover against Seton Hall as a 22-point favorite. They won by 10. But their first Big East title since 1985. That's unbelievable. Rick Pitino.
How long they've been bad.
Yeah. No kidding.
But they've got Elite 8 Final Four runs in that span, don't they?
When?
Do they?
Let me double check that, because 1985 St. John's absolutely has some sort of a deep tournament run since 1985.
You would think. All right, I'm going to continue while you
go
look
ahead.
that up.
I'll find it.
All right, Houston. Houston is the first team to win a regular season championship in the first 2 years after joining a major conference since 1923.
Do you know who that team was?
No.
It was Idaho when Idaho hopped into the Pacific Coast Conference.
Oh, really?
Which went on to become the Pac-12.
Nice.
All right.
Preseason number 1 Kansas, they are out to the men's basketball poll for the first time in nearly 4 years. It ended the Jayhawks' ranked run at 80 consecutive weeks. Auburn got their first win at Rupp Arena since 1988.
Crazy.
Won the game 94-78 as a 5.5-point favorite over Kentucky.
Did you see them all doing the call 12 afterwards? Bruce Pearl, the whole team. They were all up in the camera doing the call 12
Did you see Scott
celebrations.
Scheffler? I think it was Scheffler.
No, it was Shane Lowry.
Shane Lowry did the call 12.
It's becoming a thing now, like across sports.
I like it. Lang and CJ, this one's for both of you.
Oh.
Viewership during Super Bowl week.
That's right.
Jameis Winston's interviews, 128 million views. The game, 126 million views.
Jameis was better than the game.
Jameis was better than the game.
St. John's. Two Elite Eight runs since 19. I don't know why I thought St. John's was better at basketball than that. 2 Elite Eight runs since that 85 season, both in the 90s, 91 and 99.
Okay.
Eric Barkley, one of those, like 99 maybe?
Yeah, maybe.
They had that one year, they were pretty good.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a break.
Jameis.
We'll take a break. We'll come back. Who Said It is next.
That's
here
right.
on The Odds Couple on Grind City Media.
Let's face it, there's a lot of trash talk in basketball, but the great teams let their performance do the talking. Like Ford F-150 with Pro Power on board, a class-exclusive industry-first feature that turns your truck into a mobile generator and leaves the competition speechless. Ford F-150, official truck of the Grizzlies. Greatness starts here at your Mid-South Ford dealer. Class is full-size pickups under 8,500 pounds, GVWR.
Kroger shoppers and Grizz fans, one exclusive last-minute discounted ticket deals takes it straight to you during the Grizzlies 2024-2025 season. Sign up with the new Kroger Buzzer Beater deal. Fans can sign up by texting Grizz to 636-479 or visit your local Kroger store in the Delta Division and scan the QR code. By signing up, you agree to receive recurring automated promotional and personalized marketing text messages from the Memphis Grizzlies. Consent is not a condition of any purchase. Message frequency varies. Message and data rates may apply.
Thanks for showing up, Memphis. Nothing beats catching your Grizzlies IRL, and nobody knows that better than you. So next time you want to hit up a game, Ticketmaster's got your back with tickets to every upcoming matchup. Whether you're catching the Grizzlies at home or on the road, you'll find tickets at Ticketmaster, the official ticket marketplace of the Memphis Grizzlies and the NBA. Keep putting that jersey collection to use and get Grizzlies tickets today. There's no better brag than saying you saw it live. See you courtside again soon, Memphis.
Are you aware of the story of Larry Brown and John Calipari coming to see you at an AAU tournament?
I knew Coach Calipari was in the crowd. I had this incredible game. I had maybe 17 dunks in the first half or something. One of my guys was like, "Yeah, I think Coach Calipari was with the NBA scouts, and they're saying, yeah, you're not gonna go to college, bro. You're going straight to the league." I was like, "That's the plan, but if I don't, I definitely want to go to Memphis," and that's how I went down.
The Gary Parrish Show, live on weekdays at 10 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Who said it? Who said it? Who said it? Who said it?
Hello, friends. Welcome back to The Odds Couple. I figured, since ESPN stole Who Said It, they have Who Said That, we should just steal other people's stuff, too.
That's fine.
So maybe I'll do the Hello, Friends. Jim Nance.
Change it slightly. Hello, pals.
No. Oh, just slightly, yeah.
Just slightly.
Hello, y'all.
There we go.
Welcome back to The Odds Couple here on Grind City Media. Lang Whitaker joined Rob Fisher, CJ Hurd. It's time for Who Said It, the game show that's been sweeping the nation. I like to give you guys bonus clips to begin this segment. We talked about the NFL Draft Combine. And last week, it might have been when you weren't here, Fish, but there was an over/under on the 40-yard dash, right?
Yeah.
And what was it, like 4.3?
4.255.
So,
and it did not hit the overhit on
the fastest time run was Maxwell Harrison, cornerback from Kentucky, who ran a 4.28.
That hurt me. I had money on that one.
Matthew Golden from Texas ran a 4.29. I mentioned Arian Smith from Georgia as someone who I thought might have a shot. He finished 10th. He had a 4.36. So there was a lot of guys who were close, but nobody got under the 4.22. On the other end of the spectrum were like the quarterbacks, the linemen, all those guys. Seth Hennigan ran like a 4.8, I think.
No, that's not bad.
Yeah, it's not terrible for a quarterback. But Georgia lineman Tate Ratledge had a injured season this year, missed a lot of game. Big guy, had a glorious mullet. We saw lots of him this season, shots of him with the mullet on the sideline. He ran the 40-yard dash, and the University of Georgia football program set it to music and slowed it down for us and put it on social media. This is just, to me, an example of just pure glory. I don't know if we can watch this, Jalen.
Oh, my.
Look at this. Look at that mullet go.
Can
you hit the music on it, Jalen, or no? I don't know.
No, we can't play Freebird. That's copyrighted. No, because they'll
this man is a Freebird. Look at this.
Oh, what a song to run to. Look at that.
They have it cued right to the guitar solo. It's awesome.
I had this thought today, and that face reminded me of it. Which face would you want on your driver's license photo? Your 40-yard dash face or your O face?
40-yard dash.
40-yard dash?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, over under. Do you think he ran in 5 seconds over or under?
Under.
4.97.
Yeah. Under.
He made it, but man, it was close. All right, let's get to some things that people said this week. All right, here we go. I think we kind of went into that game lackadaisical.
I mean, if it was football season, I'd say Jameis. Hell, that sounds like some nonsense he would say.
I can't, and to be honest, I spelled it this way, but like I watched this clip 25 times, and I'm not quite sure how this guy pronounced this word.
I think we kind of went into the game kind of
lackadaisical.
You got to guess, Rob.
I'm going with Jared Allen.
We'll roll with it. Jared Allen.
I think we kind of went into the game too, lackadaisical.
And it sounded like he was just going to speed right past it. Did anybody stop him?
Can we watch it again?
I think we kind of went into the game too, lackadaisical.
Oh, wow. Maybe that's the French way to say it down in New Orleans.
Lackadaisical? I don't know. So was I. Sorry. You guys missed that one. Jared Allen was interesting. All right. Clip 2. I don't know. We got to challenge each other. Guys got to be pissed off by this. Everyone needs to be pissed off by this. It's got to change. We just can't keep saying it has to change. Who said it?
I hear Santi got into some people.
Yeah, he did. That's not what he said, but it was very close.
So it's not him. Okay.
Man, I was going to say the Knicks before they got to us, because then they got right, winning that game and then another game in overtime. I mean, do we go back to Ime Udoka?
Let's do it. Udoka.
Ime Udoka's been on his team, but this is a different team that's kind of fallen apart from what I can tell. You go ahead, roll it.
Like, we got to, I don't know, we got to challenge each other. Guys got to be pissed off by this. Everyone needs to be pissed off by this. And it's got to change. We can't just keep saying it. Something has to change. But, yeah.
They lost to us on that last second play where they didn't know what to do, really, and the clock ran out on them. And then they had a couple other games. They lost to Toronto last night on a layup that just rimmed out. They could have won or tied the game, sent to overtime. And there's been a lot of players seemingly frustrated with either each other or the coaching staff or somebody in Orlando the last few weeks. And look, Jalen Suggs has been out. Like, it's kind of tough for them.
That's what happens when you have the exact same player at every position. There's a lot of length over there. Not a whole lot of shooting to be had on that team. Got to find a way to diversify that roster.
Yeah. All right. Clip 3. If you don't have a plan, they don't know what to execute. There's no anticipation, spidey energy, no synergy, just randomness all over.
Is that... If I hit the button. There we go. Is that Cal? They did have that loss to South Carolina.
Yeah, they did.
As they were turning the corner there, and everybody was like, okay, Coach Calipari, he's got Arkansas figured out.
That's a good one.
We're going Coach Cal.
We don't have a audio of this. It was a tweet.
Okay.
Paolo Banchero's mother.
Oh, no.
What? What? Shout out to Mama Banchero.
There's a couple of her tweets that are going around on the Twitter.
Mama Banchero.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. That's not good.
Yeah,
that's not good. When moms get involved, things are not good.
Like I said, it looks like the ship might be sinking.
Yeah. That's a clear sign of that.
All right, clip 4.
Happy National Women's History Month, by the way, everybody. Shout out Ms. Rhonda.
It's so frustrating to play this team because they foul a ton. They really do. They foul all the time. And then you can't really touch Shea. It's a very frustrating thing, and it takes a lot of mental toughness to try to play through it.
I got this one.
You got it, Rob.
Yeah.
Who said it?
This is Chris Finch, head coach of the Minnesota Timberwolves. was after they won.
They beat them. Yeah,
they beat Oklahoma City. He was very straight to the point about not being able to foul Oklahoma City.
I mean, yeah. Well, it's so frustrating to play this team because they foul a ton. They really do. They foul all the time.
He reminds me of Jeff Bridges in Dumb and Dumber.
And then you can't really touch Shea, and it's a very frustrating thing, and it takes a lot of mental toughness to try to play through it. And we just eventually were able to get downhill and force the issue ourselves, and we're rewarded for it.
Yeah. Chris Finch. I like Chris Finch.
I do too.
And,
That's good coaching.
Yeah, and that's good. Maybe the message got through to the officials as the Grizzlies will take on the Thunder on Wednesday night.
No, but what it might do, he's sowing the seeds. Right now, the Timberwolves are the 8th seed, and play-in, they get to get in.
Well, whoever Thunder plays in the playoffs, that other coach better be on top of it.
And so Finch is already doing it. He's like, hey, before the playoffs get started, NBA, let me tell you about these dudes over in Oklahoma City.
I see it on Twitter. There's a lot of foul merchant stuff about Shea, and some of the people who covered the Thunder and work for the Thunder are constantly defending Shea. I see now after games hey, he only shot 12 free throws or whatever, but whatever. He does draw a lot of fouls.
Yeah, he does.
Clip 5. I thought the refs were really bad tonight, especially Natalie. She was really bad.
Wow. By name? I guess it's not that happy.
Is that Natalie Sego?
Yeah.
Oh,
yes.
No.
Natalie Sego, NBA referee.
That's not good. Who would just go ahead and say that?
All right, so I've seen a clip of a lady ref. She's a black lady. I don't know if Natalie is black.
She's not.
Okay, cool. All right, but the clip I saw, Luka rubs his sweat all over the ball during a free throw and throws it to the ref, and she's like, yo, I'm not picking that up. Wipe that off. What is wrong with you?
This is not that.
Okay.
I think this was last night, actually.
I thought the refs were really bad tonight,
especially Natalie.
She was really someone who's got the guts to call out Natalie Sego. Man, let's go with
Spo.
It's a player.
It's a player. Okay, which one of these crybabies would do that then?
Well, Anthony Edwards would.
We're gonna roll with it. Let's roll with it. Edwards.
We don't have audio, but it was Ty Jerome.
Ty Jerome.
From the Cavs.
Oh no.
That's one of my favorite quotes of the year.
Oh my gosh.
Especially Natalie. She was really bad.
It's the second day of Women's History Month, and he's just like, no. Let me tell you about this broad named Natalie. Wow,
man.
That's pretty great.
Tell us how you feel, Blake.
All right, clip 6.
Especially Natalie.
Wow.
That's amazing.
Natalie.
That's so good. The best part of these tweets is I see these things and I don't retweet them because I don't want them to pop up on your guys' timeline through me.
Right.
So a lot of there's 6 times a week I see content that I should be able to use and I just don't. I just have to sit there and hold it.
Hold it for who said it.
Last one. The season flies by every year. The season's not long enough. I think it's time to expand to a 40-game season. Especially with all the change and lack of continuity year to year. It doesn't make any sense that we're at a 31-game season. Who said it?
Who is Kentucky's men's basketball coach? Because that's who
John
said it.
Calipari.
No, he's at
Pope.
Arkansas. Pope said it. Pope. Final answer. I know this one.
Yeah, it was Pope.
We got it.
Yeah, we can play. It's Mark Pope. And the weird part about this clip is the first 12 seconds the guy's asking the question, and he's apparently 3 miles away, and you can't hear anything. But eventually Mark Pope starts talking, and he gets into this thing, too.
40-game season. I'm interested in that from a college basketball
Would they play more than
standpoint.
2 games a week?
So the season
to, right?
flies by every year. It's just not long enough. I'm on this. I just think it's time to expand our season out to a 40-game season. It should be a 40-game season, especially with all the change and the turnover and.
I like the point about with the change and with everybody transferring in and out. Give them a little more runway and more time to play together.
It doesn't make any sense that we're at a 31-game season. It makes no sense. And so I'm a massive advocate, maybe the only one in the world, but we need to expand the season to 40 games.
I'm surprised I've heard more coaches.
Even for the guys who
go
want
on
to
this.
be pros, it gives them a better sense.
Because I don't think more coaches want
my
to do
first,
this.
Why
by the
not?
time I got the All-Star
games?
break,
It's not that much.
my
it's so
first year
hard
in
to
the league, I was
schedule
like, this is insanity. I have
Rob, that's a good
41
point.
plus
Yeah.
the
I mean, so you play
playoffs to
one
go
more
out.
tournament in the winter. I
mean, the bottom line is the way conferences aren't. How many are in the SEC now? 14?
16.
16? 16. All right,
And then-
so you play everybody twice. That's 32 right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're only scheduling 8 non-conference games. It's not that
But not every conference
hard.
is that big.
No, but we're getting there.
Yeah.
On most conferences, and so
Isn't it 16? It might be 14. But I'm looking now.
Yeah. So if you have, even if you're a conference that has 12, so that's 24. Yeah, that's a little more difficult to schedule.
Anyway, that's this week's Who Said
But
It.
I'm for more games always.
I am too.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's take a break. We'll come back. We got free picks to
Free
wrap
picks.
things up here on the Odds Couple on Grind City Media.
Grizzlies fans know it's the team that gives you the edge. Big River Steel does too. And much like the Grizzlies have recruited legendary talent, we want you to be part of our team. Are you ready to be part of something legendary? Then visit www.bigriversteel.com. That's www.bigriversteel.com.
Our fans have a huge impact on our ability to play to the level that we're striving for.
Drop off, Durant. Oh! Well, you wanted home crowd involvement.
I love those moments where you see our guys engaging in the fans and the fans just get pumped up.
They are standing in FedEx Forum.
I would hate to be on the other side with the opposition when FedEx Forum's rolling. That's such an unbelievable relationship that our group has with our fans.
Shinedown. Dance Kid Dance Tour. Live in Memphis. FedEx Forum, Saturday, August 30th. With special guests, Bush and Morgan Wade. Get tickets now at livenation.com. Shinedown, live in concert. For more, visit shinedown.com.
45-minute video on Tony Allen on YouTube.
I just saw it yesterday.
He managed to dominate the NBA for 14 years, despite missing one of basketball's most important skills. But here's the crazy thing.
Why does that hurt your feelings?
It didn't hurt my feelings.
It's
No.
positive.
He police. He at least should have more of my highlights.
The Chris Vernon Show, live on weekdays at noon on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Welcome back to the Odds Couple on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. Here's Rob Fisher and Lang Whitaker.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Odds Couple. Wrapping things up here on this Monday afternoon. Don't forget, we'll be back with you on Thursday, 2 o'clock live here on the Odds Couple as the large program 2 days a week, Mondays and Thursdays at 2. Looking at what we got coming up this week, our college basketball games of the week. Tonight you got Kansas at Houston. That's the game of the week. 9.5-point spread there for Houston. Kansas has not been very good on the road this year. Kansas, of course, unranked. Houston coming in at number 4, 9.5-point favorite. And then you got BYU at Iowa State on Tuesday, Wednesday, Maryland at Michigan. Then you got
That's a big one.
That is a big one. That's a good one. Then you got your SEC action on Tuesday and Wednesday this week. Let's see what we got interesting there. Auburn at Texas A&M. That's very interesting on Tuesday.
Texas A&M trying to stop a 4-game slide.
Yeah, and Vanderbilt trying to continue to roll as they take on Arkansas. Then we got the Wednesday action as well in the SEC as we got a full slate of SEC midweek action. Just 3 games on Wednesday. Florida at Alabama. That's a huge matchup, 3-6. Mizzou at Oklahoma, and Tennessee will visit Ole Miss. The Tigers actually play early this week as well.
That's right.
The Tigers will play on
At
Tuesday
San Antonio.
At San Antonio. They flew there yesterday from Birmingham. The Tigers coming in at 23-5. A win will clinch the regular season title for the Memphis Tigers.
And they play here Friday night.
And then
Close it out.
Yeah, against South Florida.
Yep.
Right?
That'll be their first regular season conference title since 2013.
So we're talking conference tournaments next week here on the show.
Yeah, next week. This is the last week of the regular season.
Yeah. So looking forward to that. All right. Who's got some free picks tonight?
I got one tonight.
All right.
Duke is hosting Wake Forest.
Yep.
They're going to beat the hell out of them.
Duke's favored by 19.5.
Yep.
I'm taking Wake Forest.
Oh,
No way, really?
Cooper Flagg has an eye injury. He's struggling with an eye.
You don't need to see to beat the Demon Deacons.
He's got a bad eye. So I'm taking and I was told Fish, I just learned that Cooper Flagg has a twin brother.
Yeah.
Ace Flag.
Ace Flag.
Who's a year behind him somehow, even though they're twins.
Did Cooper reclassify?
Yeah, Cooper reclassed. And so the
yes.
brother's going to go to Maine next year. The brother's a 3-star prospect. So apparently not identical twins.
Yeah.
Clearly not.
CJ, you got a pick?
That Houston-Kansas game.
Right.
Kansas is 4-7 against the spread as a road team. They're on the road. Kansas 2-4 against the spread against ranked teams. Houston is ranked. Kansas 0-3 as an away dog, and they are on the road against a ranked team, and they're the underdog. Houston 3-0 on 1 day's rest. They played Saturday, rest yesterday. They'll play today. Give me the Cougars laying the 9.5.
Yeah, I like the Cougars tonight as well, laying the 9.5. Also, my play of the night, Delaware State plus the 1.5 at Morgan State. Delaware State plus the 1.5 at Morgan State.
Shout out Kyra.
Absolutely. Oh, yeah?
Yeah, that's Kyra's alma
Get
mater.
out of here.
Yeah.
All right.
She went to Delaware State?
Yeah, she's a proud Hornet.
All right, go Hornets. Plus 1.5 at Morgan State tonight. That's my big play. And also Eastern Kentucky, Jacksonville. We're taking the over. Eastern Kentucky, Jacksonville over 142.5. One game on the ice, going with the Capitals and Alex Ovechkin tonight. Money line 3-way play. Take the Capitals against Ottawa tonight in the NHL.
Saw Kachuk. Am I saying my man's name right?
Kachuk?
Out.
Matthew, right?
Out for the
out for
regular
the season.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Panthers,
Got hurt in the Four Nations.
Oh.
He got hurt in the Four Nations, and he's out for the rest.
Which nation was he on?
America.
Oh no, they took him out.
He was one of the fighters.
Okay.
Yeah, they said they think they'll get him back for the playoffs. So
Well, that's
hoping.
good. That's good.
General Manager John Zito said that today.
Wow, look at you. Hockey expert. Lane
Hockey
Whitaker.
Lane.
All
I
right.
like it.
That's going to do it for us here today on The Odds Couple. Thanks for joining us. We'll be back with you on Thursday at 2 o'clock, live Thursday, as we get you set for the weekend coming up. For CJ, for Lang, I'm Fish. Thanks for joining us here today on The Odds Couple, right here on Grind City Media.